on the courage. Just was made aware of Sam Pieces, who's obviously a tremendous player for New Hampshire, just playing with a real heavy heart today. Just keep him and his family in your prayers. A couple days ago, or at the end of last week, his house burned down back in France. So, prayers to him and his family, and I thought incredible, courageous performance by that young man tonight. Playing with that so heavily on his mind. Obviously, a really good player. The game, obviously. Listen, we're the standard is high here. That was clearly, a below standard, performance, for us in a number of ways. In particular, on-ball defense. Offensively, I thought we were, we were just scatterbrained, especially in the first half. I just think, it was typical of an early season, I guess, performance. I watched, our early season game versus them last year, and that wasn't exactly a clean performance when we saw them last year, 7 games in. So, it's going to take some time for this group to gel. I thought there were some good things, but for the most part, it was a frustrating, it was a frustrating game.
Yeah, and that being said, you guys shot 36% in the first half and ended up scoring 92 points. I guess, what did you see in the second half that turned around?
We were doing such bizarre stuff in the first half. It was such a discrepancy for the kind of the level of play that we've established. So, I think some of it is some tactical things that we have to change, that I've got to change in terms of some things I think that we're trying to do offensively, or things that we've got to scrap, and then we've got to head in a different direction in terms of the tactics. That happens early in the year. Things you think are going to be a good fit for your personnel, you start to see that maybe those aren't good things. So I think I've got to put these guys in better position. But I just thought in the second half, some guys looked like UConn players, but making shots and making plays and getting steals and throwing lobs, and thought just looked more like ourselves in the second half. I thought we tried hard. I just think we played bad.
Jane, where does his confidence come from when he didn't play much last year, but he seems to have a lot of confidence now?
Yeah, he settled in. First half, he was a little jittery, missing Gamble opening night. But you saw the flurry. That type of flurry, size, drives, threes. He's a guy that I think is going to be, he's going to get a lot better. I think guys like Solo and him, in particular Liam, some of these guys are just going to have to eat some growing pains with them. But I think the upside of those 3 players right now it's what's going to give this team a high ceiling as the season progresses. So we've got to invest in Jaden Ross. That's what a big wing UConn guard from an athleticism, talent standpoint, that's what it's supposed to look like. His second half, that's what it's supposed to look like.
Dan, Samson follows to me.
He's got to stop doing it. I know you're exasperated with the question. It's dumbfounding. I just don't know how why he keeps putting himself in these situations. I think he's such a great guy, and he wants to do well so badly that he's pressing and he's fighting for every inch, and he's playing with a level of desperation that's admirable. But in playing with that level of desperation, he's mauling people. Now, some of them, I'm not sure they were fouls, which is a whole other thing that we can get into here, which I'm not sure that I necessarily want to, and get that ball rolling this early in the year. But, I don't know. We're the back-to-back defending going for a third straight national championship. I don't know. I think some of the, when people wall up at the rim, I don't know that was a foul. His third foul, I thought he did a beautiful job of walling up at the rim. All right, so 4 of his 5 fouls, he mauled people.
Alex, 4 more blocks tonight, 11 in 2 games. What do you think of his performance so far?
Yeah, I mean, he's handling these games the way that he needs to handle these games. He's doing a lot of his own offense on his own, which I think is a good thing. I think, because we're struggling a little bit, I think, with the guard play right now. So no one's getting him anything easy. So he's generating it on his own, which I think is an evolution and a next step for him. But yeah, I mean, he's like, he's blocking, he's stealing, he's assisting, he's on the offensive glass, he's scoring 17 points on 8 shots. I mean, that's what you should do in a game like this. You shouldn't have to volume score in games like this.
Notice Jalen seemed to kind of, Stuart seemed to kind of trying to find his way.
I just think he's a little, Jalen just, he's young. I mean, I still think he's like 18 or just turned 19 or I hope I don't find out later he's 20. But he's young. I mean, he's just, he's going to get there. I mean, we need him to get there. I mean, the upside of this team is obviously, it's these wings. It's Jay Ross, it's Solo Ball, it's Alex Caravan, it's Liam McNeely, it's getting Jay Stu where those guys are. It's seeing if Isaiah could push to get in the mix there. I mean, the wings, I think, in the end is going to be the strength of the teams. And we've got to get him to the level that kind of Solo and Jaden Ross are at right now. He's got the talent.
What have you thought about Terrace and the way that he's able to kind of, obviously he got 2 quick fouls again, but
Yeah.
he didn't get another one for the rest of the game.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the standards are high here. I said to those guys in the locker room, you won by 39 points, but the reality of the situation is that game was below brand for us for a considerable amount of time. I mean, that is not. I noticed too. Just I think there was just a lot of just the level of basketball that everyone that has watched UConn play for 25 minutes and that 25 game minutes, I think there was like, I don't want to say a surprise with the crowd or a surprise and just in terms of us not playing as well as people are used to watching us play. And I think Terrace, he had a great opener. I think human nature started to creep in with him today. He did not stick to the identity that he established, so he had a really good opening night. And then a lot of people told Terrace, like, hey, great job. He got a lot of text messages. I'm sure he got some dopamine on social media. And then he resorted back to some things that, some looseness. On a post feed, he doesn't meet the pass and they steal it. He did not grab high point rebounds with 2 hands. He's got to continue to change, and he can't. He's got to continue to change. But Terrace was fine tonight, I guess.
Then, Kitty's off to a couple of tough losses. Villanova, Seton Hall today. You think the league will, regardless, still be a very strong league? I mean, what do you make of kind of some of these early season setbacks?
I think you got to do smart scheduling. You got to do. I'm not talking about anyone in particular either. I'm just saying, like, you got to do smart scheduling. Overall as a league, we do got to avoid, trying to lose games that are going to kind of hurt the numbers if possible. But I mean, it's playing Fordham at home, game 2 or 3 or whatever it is. It's like not an easy game to play, and I think every league will deal with it. I just think we got to win. The league's we got to win the big non-conference games versus the other big leagues to, you know, to get more bids. You know, you can't. Yeah, we all got to perform well in a non-conference if we want more bids.
After that first half, was there a specific message that you or any of the coaching staff gave the team after that?
Yeah, I mean, I was torn at halftime because it was like some bad on-ball defense, you know, early on where, like, you know, Woodyard kind of drove us right to the front of the rim and scored on, you know, I think Liam a couple times, and yeah, that just kind of got the ball rolling down the hill, and then we got a bunch of great threes that we missed, and you know, you just keep coming into media timeouts, and you know what we've always just kind of completely dominated people, and it was foreign territory for us, where, like, you know, you're at the 8-minute media timeout and you're up 5 or 7 in this game, and I think we're all like, you know, I think then we wanted to make a 25-point shot so that we can get back to where we normally are in these games. I think we tried to do the right thing. We obviously we fouled. You know, we had some undisciplined fouls. We had some bad on-ball defense for the most part. But I mean, listen, they shot 30% at halftime, and you know, a pretty good three-point shooting team. You know, we took away the attempts. You know, we held them to 35. I just think we were bad offensively in the first half, and you know, we probably should have scored 110 points, and you know, that was frustrating.
Coach, can you speak on Alex's development as a defender through the freshman years and
Yeah, I mean, he needs to. I mean, we need it because somebody's got, I mean, like, Liam solo, Sampson's fouling a lot. I mean, you know, you know, we got some young guys that are going to get better defensively, and right now they're not good defensive players. So these games early in the year are important to learn lessons and to, you know, develop and get better. But yeah, I mean, Alex is playing the way a Big East Player of the Year is supposed to be playing. You know, he's from a statistical standpoint, efficiency standpoint, but he's also really leading too. I mean, he's been like super vocal and doing everything we want him to do right now.